Many say that healthy living starts at home, but what I have learned throughout the years as I have gone on my own health journey is that home is only as healthy as the food and the products that we fill it with. Grocery stores contain the foods we eat, the beverages that we drink, the products we use to clean our home and make them smell good, and the personal care products that we use for personal hygiene like shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, makeup, and skincare. All of which makes a huge impact on our health. And if we can learn how to shop for healthy foods and products, then we can truly transform our health, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. In this video, I'm going to share my top tips for navigating your way through the grocery store so that you are able to make more informed decisions about what foods and products you'd like to buy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Dr. Marissa Buscemi. I am a pharmacist and integrative nutrition health coach, and I share how to make healthy living simple and fun. So let's dive right in and first talk about food. What foods we choose to buy will be the foods that we will end up consuming, since that is what we will have at home. Grocery stores contain lots and lots of nourishing real foods, but they also contain lots of highly processed foods that will contribute and increase the risk of developing poor health outcomes like high blood sugar, acne, high blood pressure, obesity, acid reflux, leaky gut, autoimmune conditions, inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, headache, hyperactivity, cancer, and more. I think that having balance in our diet is important, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't have that, but if you are serious about wanting to improve your health, then you are going to have to evaluate what foods you're eating and your eating habits. So tip number one is to spend the majority of your time shopping the perimeter of the grocery store and to prioritize your food budget for real foods. Real foods include fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, raw nuts and seeds, and if you choose to eat animal products, organic eggs and dairy, wild fish, and unprocessed meat. You will need to meal prep and cook the majority of these foods to create your meals and snacks. These foods either don't have an ingredient list at all, like an avocado or an apple, or their ingredient list is very minimal. For example, a container of pumpkin seeds reads pumpkin seeds and that's it, or a package of walnuts reads walnuts and that's it. Tip number two is that organic foods are going to be the preferred choice. Organic means that the food was grown without the use of toxic pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, sewage sludge, or irradiation. Irradiation is where radiation is used to kill bacteria and insects in food, but the concern is that according to the Center of Food Safety, radiation to food can create what's called unique radiolytic products, which include mutagens and volatile toxic chemicals such as benzene and toluene that increase our risk of cancer. They also mention that the FDA has never tested the safety of these byproducts. Organic foods are never GMO, meaning genetically modified. GMOs mean that the food has had their DNA altered in order to produce a specific trait or to cause the food to grow in a more desirable way that does not occur in nature. They are so prevalent in our food supply today that you're probably not even aware that you're consuming them, and you most likely are. If you really want to make sure that a food is not genetically modified, then you need to make sure to look for the USDA organic or non-GMO project verified seal on foods and packaged products. When looking at fresh fruits and vegetables, the number 9 prefix added to the PLU signifies that an item is organic. Additionally, organic foods are more nutritious and the farming methods are better for our environment long term. Tip number 3 is that eating locally grown foods is nutritious because the foods are picked when ripe, they travel a shorter distance to get to you, and they are fresher since they need to be sold more quickly. The foods are also seasonal, and it's nice to support your local farmers and economy. Just remember to look to see if it says organic. If you're lucky to visit a local family farm, then you can even speak to the farmers and ask about their farming methods. You can also see how their animals are treated. Are the animals allowed to walk around, eat grass and bugs, and get exercise and sunshine? This is more humane for the animal, it's better for the environment, and this lifestyle for the animal produces a higher nutrient food product. For example, eggs from pasture-raised chickens compared against conventional eggs contain more than double the amount of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin E, more than 3 times more vitamin D, a quarter less saturated fat, more carotenoids, more branched-chain fatty acids, and higher levels of the nutrients lutein and zeaxanthin, which are important for vision health. You can also see a difference, like their yolks are so much more vibrant in color and look orange rather than like a pale yellow. Tip number 4 is to always, always, always read through ingredient lists. Just because a food is processed doesn't mean that it isn't healthy. And on the flip side, just because a food says that it's organic and non-GMO and is marketed to be healthy, it doesn't mean that it is. So you really do have to become your own food detective and learn how to determine the health quality of a food product. Here are 12 controversial ingredients that I recommend avoiding. 1 is artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame potassium, saccharin, and erythritol. These artificial sweeteners make foods taste sweet without calories, which makes them popular in a lot of diet food products. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to the disruption of the gut microbiome, headaches, altered taste, increased cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes risk, and they can also cause allergies in some individuals. Aspartame is metabolized in the body to formaldehyde and can cause skin rashes and contact dermatitis, and erythritol has been associated with hives. Number 2 is artificial colors, which include blue number 1, blue number 2, green 3, red 40, red 3, yellow 5, and 6. They come from petroleum and are linked to behavioral hyperactivity problems in children. They are either known or suspected carcinogens. For example, red dye number 3 causes thyroid carcinogen in animals. And interestingly, its use is banned in cosmetics and externally applied drugs, but it is still allowed in food and internal drugs. This food dye is under a lot of scrutiny right now, as many are petitioning the FDA to ban this food dye. It's been in the news a lot recently, and you can Google it to learn more. And another example is red dye number 40, which may accelerate the appearance of immune system tumors in mice. Artificial food dyes are found in so many foods, including baked goods, candy, cereal, chips, snack foods, sports drinks, yogurts, and others. Number 3 is artificial flavors. This is an umbrella term for hundreds of different synthetic chemicals, many of which are derived from petroleum. They are added to provide flavor to packaged foods that are months old and help them taste fresher. Additionally, they also make foods addictive. They have been linked to allergic reactions, dermatitis, eczema, hyperactivity, and asthma. They are most commonly found in beverages, candy, cereals, mac and cheese, snack foods, and yogurts. Number 4 is brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, and this is an additive that is used to emulsify flavor oils in liquids. This way they stay blended together instead of the flavor oils separating and hanging out at the top. Its use is banned in more than 100 countries because it's linked to thyroid issues, autoimmune issues, reproductive interference, and birth defects. It's most commonly found in soft drinks and sports drinks. Now, the FDA did revoke the use of this additive in July of 2024, but it isn't enforcing it until August of 2025. So it still may be present in some beverages until then, so keep a lookout for it. Next is butylated hydroxyanazole, known as BHA, and butylated hydroxytoluene, known as BHT. These are preservatives that prevent oils and animal fat from going bad. They are linked to a weakened immune system and disruption of the nervous system, endocrine system, and behavior. They are also suspected carcinogens that may lower sperm and egg production. They are most commonly found in beer, butter, cake, chips, cookies, gum, meat, microwavable dinners, sausage, vegetable oil, and breakfast cereals. The company Kellogg's is getting a lot of heat right now, as many have petitioned for them to remove artificial food dyes and BHT from their breakfast cereals, like Fruit Loops. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you can Google it or check out the Food Babe blog, and you will learn all about it there. Monosodium glutamate, known as MSG, is the next one, and this is a flavor enhancer that has been linked to weight gain, headaches, itchy skin, dizziness, sweating, flushing, tingling or burning sensations, heart palpitations, nausea, chest pain, and weakness. It's most commonly found in canned vegetables, frozen entrees, fast foods, and snack foods. Another thing to be mindful of is that there are some hidden names for MSG, and some of those include autolyzed yeast extract, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, and yeast extract. If you go on Google and search for other names for MSG, you will see a lot more come up. Natural flavors is the next one. This is another umbrella term that could mean one or more flavors. They are flavors that are extracted from a natural source, but can then be processed and manipulated in a lab in order to enhance flavorings. Unfortunately, companies don't need to disclose what's in their natural flavors, and so we, the consumers, have no idea what was used to flavor our foods. This is present in a variety of food products, including ones marketed to be more healthy, including cereals, juices, yogurts, and snack foods. The next is nitrates and nitrites. These are added to processed meats to retain color and flavor and prevent them from going bad. The World Health Organization has declared them to be probably human carcinogens. They can be found in deli meats, bacon, salami, sausage, ham, hot dogs, pepperoni, and bologna. They have also been linked to headaches, abdominal cramps, and an increased heart rate. The next one is partially hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats. These are the worst type of fat that you could eat, and they were first introduced as shortening. They have been linked to cardiovascular disease, and after many years of controversy, they were removed from a lot of different food products, but there is a little loophole that still exists today where a little can be present in foods. A package can say 0 trans fats on the nutrition facts label, so long as one serving contains 0.5 grams or lower. So oftentimes it's hidden and you're not even aware of it. And if you are consuming more than one serving of that food product or multiple foods that may contain it, then you can be consuming more than 0.5 grams of trans fat. The only way to avoid it is to read ingredient lists and avoid anything that contains partially hydrogenated oils. This ingredient can be found in breads, baked goods, microwave popcorn, and crackers. Next is potassium bromate. This is used as a bleaching agent in the processing of flour. Essentially, wheat berries are milled and 2 out of 3 parts of the wheat berry are removed. Then the white flour can be subjected to bleaching agents like potassium bromate to age the flour more quickly, to help strengthen dough, and to help it rise during baking. Then more chemicals are added to help neutralize the bleaching agents like calcium carbonate, dicalcium phosphate, or magnesium carbonate. So in order to avoid potassium bromate and the neutralizing agents, make sure to only buy unbleached flour or products made with unbleached flour. If you really want to maximize the nutrition of your bread and baked goods, then I highly recommend getting a grain mill and milling fresh flour at home, and also making a sourdough starter. The end result is so much higher in nutrients and a lot easier to digest. I've made in-depth videos on these topics. They're very simple to do, and I walk you through it step by step, and you can check them out to learn more if you'd like. The next ingredient is propyl paraben. It is a preservative in tortillas and other baked goods. You can also find parabens in personal care products too, and we will talk about that in just a second. Parabens act as estrogenic endocrine disruptors, which is not good for your hormones, and have been linked to fertility issues in women, and animal studies showed decreased testosterone in males. This is not an ingredient that you really need in your foods or in your personal care products too, for that matter, and so make sure to check the ingredients list to avoid it. The next ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. This is a highly processed, highly concentrated form of fructose, which comes from corn. It is linked to a number of health problems, including fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. It can cause food addictions, and it can disrupt your metabolism. And then there are some additional food ingredients to watch out for, and those are added refined sugar, added sodium, refined vegetable seed oils, and soy. You will find these ingredients in so many processed foods, and I want to make sure that I talk about them. And they are really hard to completely avoid, but I do highly recommend trying to limit your consumption of them at the very least. Once you start taking a look at ingredient lists, you are going to find added refined sugar in almost every processed food product, even ones that are marketed to be more on the healthier side. We are over-consuming added refined sugar these days, and this is an issue for headaches, healthy hormone balance, diabetes, brain fog, mid-afternoon energy crashes, gut microbiome imbalances, and obesity. It doesn't provide much micronutrient value, and its purpose is to make the food taste sweet and get you to continually crave it. It's best to limit how much added refined sugar you consume in a day. So instead, try to swap out for products that don't contain added refined sugar, or ones that contain a natural sweetener like pure maple syrup and raw local honey. These are higher in micronutrients and also offer additional health benefits. Chronically consuming high amounts of sodium can increase your risk of developing high blood pressure and kidney disease. Your kidneys deal with electrolyte and water balance in your body. Now, a good thing to remember is wherever sodium goes, water follows. So if you are consuming high amounts of sodium, you are going to retain a lot of fluid, which can make you feel bloated and cause fluid to build up around your heart and lungs. It can also increase how much calcium is found in your urine and can increase your risk of renal stones. The occasional dash of salt on your food while cooking or eating isn't the issue. It's the high amounts of salt that are found in packaged foods and when you go out to eat. I made a whole video talking more in depth on this topic, and I will link it right here for you. Highly refined vegetable seed oils are highly processed, and it may be treated with chemicals like hexane, which is neurotoxic. These oils include vegetable oil, canola oil, unless it says expeller pressed, and corn oil. Additional seed oils to be on the lookout for include cottonseed, grapeseed, soy, rice bran, sunflower, and safflower oils. And other issues with vegetable seed oils is that they are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which is pro-inflammatory for the body. Soy is also a controversial one. It is found in so many foods, including the ones that you wouldn't think of, like chocolate, bread, fake meats and cheeses, and protein powders. Unless you are very intentional about avoiding it, you are most likely consuming it multiple times a day. Most soy in the US is genetically modified unless it says otherwise, and soy contains phytoestrogens, which can bind to estrogen receptors in the body and can exert weak estrogenic or anti-estrogenic activity. Consuming too much soy may cause water retention and mood swings, as well as enlargement of breast tissue in men. It's also something to watch out for if you're concerned about some hormone-related cancers, like some types of breast cancer. It has also been linked to the development of autoimmune thyroiditis, also known as Hashimoto's, which is the autoimmune condition of hypothyroidism, where your body starts attacking the thyroid gland and you end up not making enough thyroid hormones. Now, that being said, soy does have some health benefits to it, and if you Google it, you will see that. So the questions are, is it the processing of soy? Is it the soy itself? Or is it because we are consuming more of it than we probably should or are intending to, because it's just found in so many food products? It will be interesting to follow the research on this as time goes on, and the choice is up to you as to whether or not you wish to consume it. Common names for soy in your foods, just so that you are aware, include hydrolyzed soy protein, miso, edamame, soy fiber, soy milk, soy ice cream, soy cheese, soybean oil, soy protein, soy sauce, tamari, tempeh, textured vegetable protein or TVP, tofu, and soy lecithin. And just as important as it is to be mindful about what's in the foods that we are consuming each day is what ingredients are found in the products that we are using to clean our homes and make them smell good, and also what ingredients are used in our personal care products. Some ingredients to avoid or at least limit your exposure to include parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde releasers, petroleum, synthetic fragrance, triclosan, DEA, MEA, PEG, dyes, and GMOs. We are exposed to hundreds of chemicals a day. They are in our foods, products, air, and water, and women even more so than men, since we usually use more products than they do. So products include lotions, sanitizers, dry shampoo, shampoo and conditioner, hairspray, hair oils and serums, makeup, cleansers, skincare, serums, nail polish, deodorant, perfumes, and body sprays, plus hand soaps, laundry detergents, and dryer sheets. You are sitting in your clothes and lying on your bed sheets all day and night, and whatever chemical is present is sitting on your largest organ, which is your skin, and those chemicals can get absorbed into your body. Now, what's important to note is that yes, our body does have mechanisms in place to handle the processing and excretion of harmful chemicals that we come into contact with each day, which is great. But the issue is that we might be overloading that system with just the sheer volume of chemicals that we come into contact with every day. And they can be building up in our body at a rate faster than we can excrete them. And this term is called bioaccumulation. Now, we can't escape all exposure to harmful chemicals in our environment, but we can definitely reduce our exposure through the products that we use. And so the best thing to do is to choose non-toxic, clean products as much as possible that don't contain these toxic ingredients, and in doing so, you are lessening that load on your body. Now, the thought of switching out your favorite products can make you feel anxious, and I totally get that feeling. I know it certainly did for me. I never thought that there was something wrong with my products. They're on the shelf at the store. They look really pretty. They have good bottles and marketing. So that must mean that they are safe to use. But once I started researching, sadly, that is just not the case. And the same thing goes with food, like we just talked about. Just because certain ingredients are present in foods doesn't make the foods healthy. And there is a big push right now to remove artificial dyes and preservatives from our foods. Just Google Kellogg's, like I mentioned before, if you want a very current example. And so if you want to improve your health, then I highly recommend taking a look at your home and personal care products too. Luckily today, there are a lot of non-toxic, clean products available on the market, which work just as good as the chemical-filled ones, which is great, but be mindful of something called greenwashing. Greenwashing is where a product is marketed to be healthy, but it still contains toxic ingredients. A very easy one to locate quickly is fragrance. It's present in many of our everyday products, and we are constantly coming into contact with it. Fragrance is an umbrella term for over 3,000 different chemicals that can be used in order to create a brand's signature scent, and they don't have to disclose the ingredients that were used in order to create it, and they do this so that they can protect their trade secrets, and this is allowed, which is great for the company, but bad for the consumers because we have no clue of what's in it. And the materials listed under the umbrella term of fragrance have been potentially linked to headaches, allergies, skin irritation, respiratory distress, and potential effects on the reproductive system. So if a product contains synthetic fragrance or parfum, then it is not a non-toxic product, and I personally would just place it back on the shelf and keep shopping. I'm going to leave some helpful articles, books, and resources down below in the description box to help you to evaluate between different foods and products so that you can make more informed decisions about what you choose to buy, eat, and use. Okay, so that was a lot of information, and this can definitely feel overwhelming. I totally get it. I felt overwhelmed with it too when I first got started into this whole journey a couple of years ago. The way that I was able to do this affordably and sustainably was by ditching and switching one product at a time. As each product ran out, I replaced it with a non-toxic alternative. Personally, I got started by using a handful of essential oils and a non-toxic home cleaner. I learned how to fully use those, and then I moved on to switching out another product like my skin cleanser and laundry soap and dish soap. And maybe you want to start with makeup. It's totally up to you. You can definitely do this at a pace that you feel comfortable with. And when it comes to food, I just want to say as a little disclaimer, if you look at what's in my pantry and refrigerator, it's not 100% organic, local, non-GMO, all these things. Those are the preferred choices for the reasons that I mentioned earlier. But we live in the real world where not everything is perfect, and we need to work with our budget, with what's in front of us. And sometimes we can choose a healthier option. It may not be the healthiest thing, but we are still making progress with our health when we choose healthier, even if it's not the healthiest. So I just wanted to put that out there because things are expensive. Life is hard. I totally get it. It is for me too. So all we're doing is just doing the best we can. But I do think it's important that we understand why we're making changes. It's not just we're buying organic because that's the trendy thing to do. We're doing it for a specific reason for our health. And there's a real reason why to go more in that direction if you can. You can shop different stores for different sales. Some stores have more affordable organic produce than some other stores. So use that. There's digital coupons. You can buy things in bulk. There's a lot of different ways to buy healthier foods in a more affordable way. There's ways to cooking from scratch, is a great way to save money because going out to eat is very expensive. And then this way, what's in your foods. And you can, my grandmother likes to say, is stretch the dollar. So you can actually learn how to buy food and then use it in such a way that you can get many, many meals out of it for yourself and for your family. So there are ways to do it. You don't have to be perfect with this. We do need balance. It's okay. Do not overstress about this, and do not make yourself go crazy with it because the stress of all of that can cause inflammation and negative health effects on your body too. So again, there is a balance here, but I do want you guys to know the foundational information as to why are these labels on our foods and what do they mean and why would you even want to like buy that over something else that may be a little bit cheaper, but like what's like the health like outcome like between each one? So just wanted to put that out there. You do what you can do, and healthier versus healthiest is okay. And same thing with your products. Maybe not everything in your house will be 100% non-toxic. There is no such thing as non-toxic, okay? Like nothing is toxic. Like we are constantly being exposed to toxins in our environment. And you know, maybe you're great at home, but then you go out to eat, you go to the used restroom, and whatever the soap has, I'm sure it has chemicals in it. We're never gonna be 100% non-toxic, and it would be very stressful to try to do that. So I like to say of more of a low tox lifestyle or low tox living, where we're just trying to lower our exposure to those things, especially at home, because that's where you're going to spend the majority of your time. So don't get over crazy with it. But again, there's a reason why there's a benefit to using more non-toxic products in your life. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I am so excited for this year and to see how your health transforms and to guide you along this journey. This video is really meant to help introduce the content that you're going to see from me this year. I am going to continue to bring you lots of food recipes every single week. I have a new recipe of the week series. I always produce lots of shorts for you guys as well. And I will be sharing with you different tools and tips onto how to make decisions between different food products at the grocery store, my thinking process with it all, and to show you that low tox living is definitely doable, it's attainable, and in some cases can definitely save you some money. I would love to know what your health goals are for this year. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, which the majority of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so definitely please click that subscribe button. It's totally free to you. I'm bringing out all this information to help you guys, and I would be honored to be one of the people that you subscribe to and to help you along your holistic health journey, because this is totally possible. If you would like to see some simple ways on how to make healthy eating a habit or how to break free from unhealthy eating habits, then click on these videos right here. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys in my next video. And as always, stay well, my friends. Happy 2025, and let's go.